America, you needs to dig round your roots. It was either the 4th of July or soon after, for the cemetery was full of flags and flowers. Even a streamer or two hung from the big iron entry gate that swung into it. It was and is my good fortune to have favor with people. I had it then, and so, as I was sitting on the steps of Miss Geneva and Miss Hattie's house, which was across the street from the cemetery, and all that I described was visible, I used the favor I had. I asked them both about what the flags and flowers meant, and why some had one, some had both, some none, and asking, why is that? Miss Hattie spoke up saying, maybe it because some folks is remembered better than others. I'm thinking that the one with both the flag and the flowers is the one that is well remembered by the world and by their families. There's a group of men's veterans that goes out and puts up the flags on the graves of those that be veterans. That be why they be there. It be the families of the dead that bring and puts out the flowers that you've seen and us talking about. I asked, don't those other veterans have families? She responded with, Lord, Robin, little fella, you don't miss a word I'd say it, and it be important, real important, and that is remembered. You see, there's a whole lots of people that don't remember nothing long. They be short and in their memories for many reasons. Some because they don't know what happened and why it do. They don't hear it from them that do know. And so it just don't be remembered long, not even by their families. Some be interested in nothing that don't happen to themselves. And that be right now today. There is small-hearted persons. Their heart be so small 'cause they don't got no thankfulness in them. Not toward nothing or nobody. So they ain't got no place for remembering nothing. There is also the kind that hates to be reminded that they done forgot something important, that somebody died fighting for the things that they has every day. They hates it 'cause it proved that they ain't thankful. After some time of this silence, Miss Geneva spoke, and she called me by name, saying, Lord Robert, child, remember it ain't easy for a lot of folk to do. Some can't remember much of nothing. Sometimes even what they done had to eat yesterday. That's how poor they is in themselves. There be some things that you were supposed to forget, but there be a whole lot more that you is supposed to remember. The kind of things that remind you of that which you done come to, 'cause of what others done did for you, even before you got here on earth. In doing that, you get and keep some depth to you, and that everybody needs, Claude Robert. So you listens good. And then you learn to think on what you done heard. I smiled at her and Miss Hattie, too. and said, "Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am," and got up to leave. Then remembered that I had forgotten to ask Miss Neva if she had something sweet to eat. Then I did. As I did, they both laughed, down deep in their bellies. I know, 'cause I saw their bodies shake. Miss Neva said, yes, go and get yourself a piece. A small one now, you hear?" I ran to her kitchen saying, "Yes, ma'am." When I came back, they both were chuckling. And Miss Hattie said, "I see you was practicing remembering." I walked off toward home. As I did, Mr. Hargrove came out of his store. Like they say, some of the old folks say, is to take the air, stretch himself, or just stand outside for a minute. He called to me saying, "Boy, come here. I want to talk with you." I said, "Yes, sir." "Boy," he said, "I done heard and read about that fight that them boys had at that football game. Was you there? Was you in that fight?" "No, I knows that you wasn't. But what I wants to talk to you about is this. It be something that you got to think about before you gets to that age. There is a time when boys do that. Fight. Yeah, just to fight. And it don't take nothing to start one. Not when you is at that age. They shouldn't do that. But they do. And they has always done that since Cain and Abel. Ain't nobody going to change that. Can't be done. It just can't be done. Folk keep saying that they can, but they can't. They can't. Now, you be careful. Before that age and that urge come on you to fight, or to fight back, you think on what you is doing and where it be that you is. You hear? He went on talking, partly to himself, I think, then to me, saying, "You see how them teachers and that school board done put them boys out of school for 2 whole years. They needs to punish them boys. Yeah, they sure do that. But Lord, they is to first think and then choose a punishment that be equal to what they done. Not no more than that. 'Cause then they be wrong. And that don't be right for them who be in charge. The whole world be full of what them young boys is be doing. They sees it everywhere. There ain't no place where there ain't no violence. There's got to get rid of their no tolerance, no violence policy. And get one that say low tolerance. And that everybody be punished properly. They has forgot that this country done be started 'cause the folk here was being made to do more than what be right to make 'em do. It wasn't 'cause they didn't want to pay the tax what was right. It was the too much that made 'em angry and revolt. Start a war. Laying too heavy a punishment be just like that. Enough is all that they should ask for. Too much be just that. Too much. Now about that man who done come and say that what them boys need is to learn about computers. He wrong. Oh, way wrong. What them boys need is punishment. Proper punishment. A time to think about responsibility, personal responsibility, and a long course in civility. How to live with other folk with consideration. That's just what they all needs. I simply said, "Yes, sir," and went home. The end.